Hello, Wasatch fourth graders. Last week, Mrs. Lee talked about the new focus artist whose name was, do you remember? Okay, that's right, James Christensen. Okay, and do you remember his picture like that? Okay. Now, today I'm going to teach you how to do the project in his style. Now, basically, you come up with your own fantasy creatures. So let's talk about the idea buildings first. Okay. The idea building. And now what you have to do is come up with some brand new fantasy creature, which is not a copy of already existing things such as mermaid, dragons, and anything else that it's already there. Somebody else thought about it. So this has to be totally your own original. Okay. To do that, it's not too hard. You just have to combine 2 or 3 different animals' parts. Okay? Maybe you can go up to 4, but definitely not 7, 8, 9, 10. That becomes too complicated. I'm going to show you some examples using James Christensen's actual sketch. Okay, here is the first one. It's a pig with bird's wing. Okay, pig and a bird combined. Easy, right? Okay, here's another one. This is a bird with a lady's face talking to a bee. Okay, here is a fish with man's face. Okay, and over here, a frog with a butterfly wings. Okay, down here, a toucan bird with eagle claw and the goat's or ox horn. And that's a puffer fish with pig nose. Okay. And over here, I have a beetle with butterfly wing and a dragon tail. Okay. So see how he combined several, 2 or 3 living creatures and make up his own brand new ones. Okay. So that's what you got to do. Okay. Now, once you come up with an idea, and this is the art paper today that you're going to be working on, and you are going to you can get this from your teacher, or if you're starting at home, you can just pick it up from the office before or after school. And now let's talk about, there's 3 sections with this paper. The top part, this large rectangle, is where you draw your creature. This is a picture part. Okay. Now this skinny wide rectangle is not where you write your name inside. This is where your creature's name will go. Okay, you got to name your own creature. And the bottom part is actually a writing part. You got to explain with words. Okay, so let's talk about this, the picture part. That's the main part because this is an art lesson. Okay. Now, I need you to draw your creature big, okay, to fit this whole space. Okay, so even if your creature is supposed to be the size of, maybe for example, like a ladybug, I still need you to draw that big. Okay, draw it big. Now, if you are drawing something tall, okay, and skinny, like a giraffe-looking thing, I still need you to fit it in this size. You cannot turn the paper that way. Okay, so everybody is pretty much drawing the same size picture. Okay, now, and for this project, background is not required. Okay, if you want to, you can, okay, but you don't have to. Okay, now, first you sketch it with a pencil, and then you color it with color pencils. Okay, And that's about the drawing part. Now let's talk about the naming part. Okay. You have to come up with your own original names. Okay. One thing I don't want you to do is to name it with a generic names. For example, calling this one Pig Bird. You know, that's just too boring. Just come up with a name that's your own creation. Okay, outrageous name will be fine. Long name, short name, funny name, silly name, scary name, anything you decide. Okay, okay. Another name that I don't want you to use is a human person name, especially your friend's name or your family member's name. Don't call your creature Linda or Michael. Just come up with your own original, okay? All right, now let's talk about the sentence part. You have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines that you need to fill up. Okay, but if that's too much for you, I need you to fill it at least half of it. Okay, and I need you to write the full sentences for this. So you can't just list up the word and say, my creature is big, fat, ugly. You can't do that. You got to write a little bit more details. You can write about the size, okay, how tall, how much it weighs, how tiny, or maybe it's so tiny you need a microscope to look at it. Okay, now because you cannot express the size with the picture, okay, that is the place that you can explain the how big or how small it is. Okay, and you can talk about all kinds of other things. What does it eat? Okay, is it vegetarian, or does it only eat meat, or does it eat small children? Okay, anything like that. Okay, or you can write about habitats. That means where they live. Do they have a nest up on a tall tree, or do they live under the ocean? Okay, do they live in the cave, or do they live with you in your house because it's your pet? Or you can write about its personality or the certain characteristic. Does it have a poison? Is it mean, or is it cute and cuddly? Okay. Or let's see, you can talk about how common or rare it is. Is it so rare and then you find it once in your lifetime, you'd be so lucky? Or is it very common? You can go outside and probably find it in a day. Okay. Any other things you can write about it. Okay, and with these 3 sections, it really does not matter where you start. You can write about it first and imagine how it would look and then draw the picture later. Or you can draw it first and then you look at the picture and write about it. Or you can name it first even. Right. So, the last thing I need to tell you. Remember the James Christensen's fantasy artworks that I showed you last time was pretty realistic, wasn't it? They didn't look like cartoons. Remember the coloring pictures that I gave you? They're pretty realistic too. Okay. So it is important for you today that you keep things realistic. For example, if you're drawing the part of the fish or the fish, this is not good enough today. Okay, that's a fish cracker that you eat for snack. Okay, but instead, I need you to actually draw a fish like that with scales and fins and all the fish parts. Okay, if you're drawing the person's profile or face, that is not good enough today. Okay, Everybody can draw better than this. This is just a bad example. So if you're drawing the profile, try to draw something like these. Okay, you don't have to draw it perfectly, but aim for the realistic look. And if you're drawing any kind of animals, I taught you how to draw such, right? Okay, that's how you draw four-legged animals. All right, so that's all I have to teach today. I hope you have fun with this project, and I will see you next week. Next week is a very short week, so I'm going to send a Thanksgiving craft kit with you if you like to do it at home. All right, thank you for watching. Okay, I'll see you next week.